We're live.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Here we are, August, the middle of August.
Yep.
And I am so excited about this member bank.
Yeah, this is a really fun flower. Pretty easy, too.
It is.
Just a little bit time consuming.
Exactly. And I think you really knocked it out of the park. This is the prettiest hydrangea
Thank you.
made out of paper that I have seen. So I'm just going to do a little disclaimer here, you guys. I'm super stuffy because I had a little surgery on my nose and it's still healing. And then I think I got some allergies this morning. So I sound funny. Sorry. This is real life. So here we are. But I am still here and ready to make these.
Yeah, pretty excited.
No
Should we talk about,
here.
let's see, talk about our materials first real quick.
Yes.
So, what?
Oh,
The giveaway?
do we want to talk about giveaway before we get
Oh,
started?
sure. Let's talk about the giveaway.
Sure.
So, okay, we always do a giveaway for all of our member banks, and we found that it's working out really well to give away the materials for the next member bank.
Yeah.
Maybe we throw a little extra something in there or something.
Yeah, like
we'll
a
see.
tool or
Yeah,
something.
something fun. So, for this month, I am going to have you guys answer the question. So, let's see, we're going to have a question. What are you guys doing for Halloween? We want to know.
Yeah.
Are
There you go.
Things are so different this year. We're just really interested to hear what everyone's planning for Halloween.
Yeah.
So, and our
It'll be a
member
bit
make,
different.
yeah, our member make is going to be a little Halloween twisted.
Yes.
There's a little bit of
It's a little fun.
It is. So answer that question. And also, if you have any questions while Megan's teaching us how to make this flower, put the big capital Q and then ask the question. And we have a couple people here that will shout out your questions for you or put them up on the screen so we can read them.
Yep.
So, whew, I got that out. All right, Megan, it's all yours.
Yeah. So let's talk about our materials real quick. We used 2 different colored crepe papers for the petals of these. And so I used our white, or the linen color, and then our light green, which is fern. And that's so for the flowers you're seeing here, the pink one I used white, this more dusty color is white, and then these green ones are obviously the green. And then we'll show you later how to change the color a bit.
I think this is my favorite color of hydrangea, this green,
Yeah,
limey
the
green one.
with
It's so pretty.
I love them. And then we used our double-sided greens for our leaves, and we used the fern and moss color, and then we used cypress to wrap the stems.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
And then here is our template. I'm going to show you guys. It's very simple. It's just 2 petals per flower. Make sure you're following these grain lines in our templates. And then the leaves, if you're cutting your leaves on the Cricut, just make sure you're not changing, rotating, or anything. We have them locked in place for you so that they cut out at the right angle.
And I think this is a really good one to cut on the cutting machine because there's so many.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would
But
definitely recommend
If you're cutting by hand, you could do it on a fold,
Yep.
and it would be easier to cut 2 petals at a time.
Yeah, you cut it on a fold. But yep, you need 45 flowers per hydrangea, so it is a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can get started. So we're going to start with our flowers first. To prep your petals, we're going to go ahead and just cup the center of each using your fingers. You're going to go ahead and cup each side. And so when I was making these, I just had a big pile of petals, and I had like the uncupped ones in one bowl, and then the ones, as I finished cupping them, I was throwing them in a different bowl.
Something you could do while you're multitasking.
Yeah, and catch up on your TV show or whatever. We're going to sit and cup all of these. And so we've prepped a lot of these flowers already because you don't want to watch us make 45 flowers. We would have been here for a while.
We could have turned on one of
So,
our
yeah.
TV shows. I've been watching. I don't know. I've been watching all the episodes I could find on. What is it? The house show. Why am I all of a sudden
Which
forgetting?
one?
But Magnolia.
Oh, Fixer Upper.
Fixer Upper, thank you.
They're
I'm
coming
a
back.
little brain dead. I know. I read that they're coming back.
They're coming back.
I'm a little obsessed right now. So.
Yeah. I really like them. They're
That was my
cute.
recovery show as
Yeah.
I was sitting at home all weekend. All right.
Nice. So after you've cut all these, you're going to take your wire. You can use green or white, whatever color wire you have. We're going to cover it. On the materials, I said to use green.
Okay.
Just because you are going to want to use the green for your leaves.
But I see white over there.
But I used white on these, so it doesn't really
doesn't matter. Okay.
And we are going to cut these into thirds, is just what I did. This is an 18-inch wire. And it's 24 gauge, like I said that. Cut that. All right, and so in these petals, there is a little slit that if you used a cutting machine, it will have cut for you. If you didn't use a cutting machine and you cut these by hand, you can just push your wire through the center of the petals. So you're gonna go ahead and push one petal and slide it up, and then we're gonna take our tacky glue right here, and we're just gonna put like a little pea-sized, oh, if I can get my glue out. Just a little dab, not even a pea size, that would be too big. Just a little bit of tacky glue on the tip of our wire, and we're gonna fold the petal in half. And I kind of rolled the fold a bit around the wire so it was nice and smooth. And then we're gonna take our second petal and go ahead and slide it up.
I'm having some issues with my glue dot.
Oh no.
There we go.
And then you're just gonna go ahead and apply the glue right over the crepe paper of that first petal. And when you slide it up, you're gonna fold it the opposite way, or not the opposite way. What?
Right. Well,
just so the petals are in
not overlapping.
Yeah, not overlapping.
Lapping each other. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna pinch the crepe paper around the wire, and then we can go ahead and pull these petals out, those center petals out, so it looks like your flower. And then you're gonna do this 44
How many more times?
more times.
44 more times. Very
Kidding.
simple.
We're
though.
gonna sit here and make just a couple more, so you guys have a little bit of time to make some more flowers if you need it. I'm not gonna just all of a sudden have a pile here for you. Yeah, if there's any questions, I know we're still really early into it.
Yeah, this is a really good time for questions. Anything? Or tell us where you're watching from.
Yeah.
We love to hear that.
Yeah, so we have people from all over the place. Let's see, so California, Idaho, Alberta, Canada,
Yay.
Missouri, and British Columbia, UK, Texas, Iowa, Quebec,
Oh my
Montreal,
nose.
Australia, so quite a few places. And we do have one question that's not quite relevant for this flower, but she is wondering, this is Tracy. I know this is not relevant right now, but would it be possible for a video on the bird of paradise? For the life of me, I can't seem to get it right.
That is
Oh,
your
no.
flower.
That is an old flower at this point.
I know, it's
made
probably,
that so long ago.
It's time for us to make a new one.
It is time for us to make a new one, but we might have to wait until
Spring.
at least.
Or else
it's a little out of season.
Yeah, or when people are wanting to go on vacation.
But yeah.
Right? Oh.
Very true. I mean, we do Christmas in July. Maybe we'll do Paradise
In December.
December or
That's
something.
a great idea. After we finish our Christmas rush,
There you go.
let's hop on over to Hawaii. We might need to take a trip to get things rolling. Yeah, that is a tricky one. I would love to learn from you how you made that flower, and maybe even
I'm gonna
what
have
could be
to
updated.
teach myself again how I made that flower.
Yeah.
That was probably 2 years ago.
Yep.
Maybe more.
This is super simple.
But
this
this
stuff
is
that we're
so
doing.
simple. This is like, you can totally watch TV. You could sit with your friends and have your friends just help while you're
Yeah.
drinking some wine.
This is not difficult.
No.
You really can't mess it up.
Yeah, I think we had a couple people ask if like this was okay for a beginner, and I was
Yes.
like, definitely. It looks a little intimidating, but
It's not, yeah.
it is not.
I think most of our flowers are that way, really.
Yeah. All right, so I've made 3, so I'm gonna stop there, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap. So now we're gonna wrap the stems of these so that they just look nicer. They blend in a bit more in the center of the flower. So I'm just gonna, if you've seen us wrap our stems, our thick stems before, I'm gonna do it the same exact way. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my roll of crepe paper and I'm gonna cut a 1/2 inch just off the roll, and now I'm gonna have a nice long strip for wrapping with. Oop. I'm gonna do it a bit.
There is one question.
Yeah.
How far down on the wire do you start?
To
With
wrap the
wrap.
stems?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
that's
about
the
to show you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start wrapping at my flower. And so I'm just gonna take my glue and I'm gonna add just a little bit of glue. My glue is very thick today.
That happens. If your wire, yeah, that works.
You could also just stick your wire into the glue
You
for
could.
this to be.
You kind of use
almost-
the point to move it around too.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna
You
put a
got
little
it.
glue on my wire. And then I'm gonna start wrapping at the top, and you're gonna stretch your crepe paper as you're wrapping. And I'm gonna wrap, I'd say, 3/4 of the way down my stem. You don't need to wrap all the way just because we're gonna be attaching all of them together and you're gonna be covering it anyway, so there's no point in wrapping the entire stem. So I'm gonna stop right about there.
I think I'm going to give a little tip that I just noticed. It will
Yeah.
be easier to wrap the stems after the flower heads are dry. Because
Oh.
right now it's so
Is it
soft.
just a little soft and sticky?
Yeah.
Well, by the time you've made all your flowers, most of your flowers
Will
will
be
be dry.
dry.
You should be okay. I'm also using a fast grab
Yeah.
tacky glue, and you're using Turbo,
Turbo.
which takes a little bit longer to dry. So like
Uh-huh.
mine's okay right now actually, but yeah, it totally depends on the type of glue you use sometimes.
Good point. Okay.
Yeah, so you're gonna go ahead and wrap these. I also like having, I didn't bring my little foam thing that I reuse all the time. I normally have a little
I found
foam.
you a new one.
You did.
Yeah. We were cleaning
I have
out all
a
the
little-
closets and there was
Oh,
a new
nice.
nice one for you.
I have a little square foam piece that I
Uh-huh.
use, and as I'm like making my flowers, I just stick them into it. And it's really nice.
Speaking of, for those of you who follow us on social, make sure and watch our Instagram because we have a new announcement that we're going to be making around our retail store,
Yeah.
our online retail store. Should I tell them a little bit of a sneak?
I don't,
peek?
yeah, you might as well.
Okay, we're actually opening a pop-up shop in Portland, Oregon. So we've been working on it for the last while, and we're almost ready. So if you guys live anywhere close and can pop in and see us, we'll have online only. You have to set up your appointment online because we are trying to be really safe during this time. But it's so cute. We're trying to make
Yeah.
it look like a garden store, and it's really cute. That's why we've been cleaning all the cupboards.
Yep.
People are talking about how they'd love to visit one.
Yes, we would love to have you. This is our first. It's so funny because we've kind of talked about it for a while.
Yeah, I feel like it's always been a
Like,
topic.
should we have a store? Should we not? And because of what's going on, and we're not using our office as much because most of us work from home most of the time, we're like, okay, we have the space. Let's
Yeah,
just
we
make
have a
better
space
use.
that's great as a storefront already.
It's
so.
a really cute space too,
Mhm.
with the high ceilings. So come see us. We would love to see you guys.
We do have a question.
Yes.
How long did you cut the wires for the individual flowers?
Oh,
Let me guess
Let's
here.
guess.
1, 2, 3, 4. I would say they're 5 or 6 inches long, but
Mhm.
they could be shorter.
they could be shorter. I just cut my 18-inch wire into thirds. So,
okay.
yeah. But yes, they
Yeah,
could
so
be
6
shorter.
times 3
You could
is
probably
18.
cut it into fourths, honestly, and you'd be okay, but it sucks to not
Have
enough wire
Exactly.
when you get there and you need it.
That was a good question. Keep the questions coming, guys. I love your questions.
I think in the photo tutorial, I actually say how long I cut my wires.
Okay.
So if you go back and check there, I believe it does say.
Yes.
All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna glue our leaves together right now so they're dry by the time we would like to use them. So I'm gonna cut a length of wire that's just a little bit longer than my leaf. For this, we like to do our trick of just measuring how long the leaf is, and then sticking our wire in the glue. If I can, yep, there we go. Pulling it out.
We also have another video this month where I teach how to make a wreath. Okay, hold on. Go back over to her. I need to blow my nose.
All right.
Sorry.
So
I'll
we
tell you in a
have
second.
our leaf here, and so we're doing these now so that they'll be dry by the time we want to attach them to the flowers so that we can shape them. Give them a nice shape. So we're just gonna go ahead and set those aside once we need it. I think I put 2 leaves on per flower. Alrighty, and then I will bring in our pile of flowers that we have here. Perfect.
Already shaped it.
You did already shape it. Alright, so to build this flower, I used our lightest color of floral tape, just because it blends in a little bit better. It matches our fern colored crepe paper. And I'm gonna get a pretty long strip just so I can keep on using it. Go ahead and move a couple of these things. All right, and I'm just gonna grab a bundle of them. Don't worry too much, like be careful you're not squishing your flowers, but we are gonna reshape them after we've made the flower. So I'm gonna grab 5 flowers and start wrapping them together.
What's
How
it,
far?
3 inches?
How far down? 3 inches
Yeah.
down?
About 3, 2.5, 3.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start wrapping. And so when I'm wrapping, I'm not gonna wrap down the stem. I'm wrapping in the same spot the whole time. And I'm gonna leave my crepe paper here, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab about 5 more flowers.
And just keep bundling them
Yep.
down.
And you want to do, I think the first flower I did like 1 at a time. And it ended up so bulky because I was using so much tape that it just, it didn't look great. And again, don't worry about squishing your flowers too much. Crepe paper does come back to life.
At least our crepe paper does.
Yeah, it does. So we're just going to keep going. I'm going to grab 5 more flowers. And you just want them all to be about at the same length.
Your head over that way a little bit.
Oh, right here. There we go.
We do have a question.
Yes.
So where can we buy the tacky glue with the nice big caps?
Oh, we're going to have those.
We're going to have it soon.
Yes.
Go look on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we love these big caps.
Yeah, we love the big caps because obviously it can sit upside down. I actually think I put this cap on here.
I think you did
I don't
too.
think it had this cap.
But we are getting the caps.
We are,
the big,
yeah.
Yes. It's so funny. We were counting the other day how many versions of glue
my
Elise
goodness.
has, and it's like 75 versions of glue. Who would have thought?
Jeez.
I know.
That's crazy.
But we do like their glue.
We do like their glue, and we've used a lot of different types.
Yep.
All right, I'm just gonna keep going. It really helps if your wires are all the same length, but I know that's not necessarily going to happen.
So while you're doing that,
Mine aren't.
I'll go back to what I was saying. So
Oh, yeah.
we actually did a video this month that you guys could access right now. It's already up for all the members, and I was teaching how to make a really pretty frosted paper wreath for fall, and I love it because it has sort of a late summer look, but yet it can transition to fall.
Yeah.
And it also has a hydrangea, but I did it with frosted paper. And I used a new technique for my frosted paper hydrangea as well. So we are just hydrangea happy.
All the hydrangeas.
Yeah.
Love hydrangeas.
I do too. So make sure to check that out as well. Also, one other thing I wanted to pop since you're busy
Yeah,
doing that.
no, keep going.
In our shop, you know, we're doing this pop-up shop, but as we're setting up the pop-up shop, we're also in tandem kind of redoing our online shop. Lots of changes coming, but also more things that we're selling. Like we're going to be carrying Caesar vinyl and Caesar iron-on. We have more felt colors coming in. We have all kinds of different components that we've been looking for you guys. So very exciting. Make sure you go sign up to the email list over there so that you can know when we have our grand opening and all of that. So I love that. That is so pretty.
Yeah,
It looks
just
pretty
a big
just like
bundle
that.
of
This looks like wedding to me.
flowers. Yeah. All right, we're almost done here. And so as you can see, I'm literally wrapping the floral tape just over itself over and over and over again.
And you're just kind of finding where they need
Yeah,
to
I'm
be.
just finding where they fit because there'll be like little holes because you're doing it in bundles of around 5 flowers. And it just ends up being even. They just sink into where they need to be.
Right. You don't want it too even. You want it to be...
And now I'm going to go ahead, since I've added all my flowers, I'm going to go ahead and wrap down just a little bit. Here.
There are a couple questions.
Yeah.
Have you spray painted the other flowers on your desk?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they are sprayed, and I will...
I was hearing, did you do it on the desk, like right here?
No. Definitely outside. Yes, and we'll talk about that when we get to the end.
Yes.
Another question?
That was
that
a question.
it?
So,
Did we spray paint them?
Yeah.
Yes, we did spray them.
And we'll talk about it.
Yes. And we will... I won't show you how to do it, but I'll tell you how to do it the best I can.
Okay, and we do have a couple other questions. And so, how many flowers in the finished flower?
45.
45.
It says on the template. Yeah.
Awesome. And then also, do you have a reference sheet for the colors and their names? I find I can't keep them straight, lol.
A reference sheet for the colors and their names. Yes, we have.
Yes,
we have
do.
a, what is it called? A
glossary.
A glossary. A color glossary for our crepe paper.
If you go over to our shop, and I think down at the bottom footer, you could find crepe paper glossary. Just click on that, and it's actually printable. And we might even have them available for sale. They're like a little poster later on, but you could at least get that one to print it. We get confused with the colors.
We do. We get confused with the colors all the time. So.
Yes, we do. Also, it's in my book.
Yeah.
So if you have my book, there's a whole glossary right there.
Yeah. Anything else? Was that it?
There is one about international shipping, but I think we're going to answer that question here.
Yeah, go ahead. And if you have a question for international shipping, send an email through the shop or hello@leahgriffith.com, and that will go to Virginia, and she's the one that's managing all the international shipping.
Yeah.
We do it.
Yeah.
We're working on making it better.
Yeah.
Always. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so after you've added all your flowers and you've wrapped the floral tape down a little bit, we're going to take our thick stem wire, and I'm going to go ahead and just push it up into the middle of all of these wires. Pretty far. We're just going to, until it doesn't really want to go any further. And we're going to go ahead and just keep wrapping, and I'm going to leave all my wires on here. We're just going to leave it a big thick stem. Oh,
there we go.
There we go. Sorry. I'm looking at what I'm doing, not where my hands are. And I'm going to grab a little bit more floral tape to go ahead and
look how simple this is.
This
is a beginner flower.
Yeah, and it's nice. The wires naturally just taper down.
It's also an advanced flower.
It's also an advanced flower, I guess.
It's anything you want.
Yeah.
It looks advanced. You're going to impress people when you make this
you
flower.
Are. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I have a little bit of this leftover here, and I'm just going to take a little bit and just cover the top area of my tape, just because it doesn't match this perfectly.
Oh, gotcha. I'm just sitting here. I don't have anything to do.
That's all right.
Oh, yep.
And then we'll transition into a darker color that matches the leaves a little bit better. So I'm just going to go to right there, just like 2 inches down.
We have a couple other questions.
Sure.
Jeanette Miller's saying, tell me you'll be carrying the thick stem wire to your shop.
Oh, we're trying so hard.
Well, we are closer than ever. We actually
Yes.
do have an order. Did you know this?
Yes.
We have an order
I did.
coming in, a huge order,
Mhm.
directly from the source. So it's Southeast Asia. It should be here. They're not shipping it by boat. I know they're shipping it by air.
So
So
it'll
we
be
should
quicker.
have it in our shop like in about a month. You guys, it's been like
It's been
pulling
so
teeth.
hard.
Because there's
to
a
find
language
it.
barrier,
Yeah.
and there's also the shipping costs are crazy.
Mhm.
So, but I think we found a really great
Yeah.
source.
Yeah.
Yay!
It'll be exciting.
And then one more question before
Yeah.
we get started again. Does your crepe paper stick to your cutting mat for cutting machine? So
Does it stick to it?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yes.
Well, I mean,
It sticks to it, but you can't get it off.
Yeah.
That's what you mean?
well,
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
cutting mats are tricky because there's so many different variations on how
Mhm.
sticky they are. I would say, and you tell me because you know this better than I do, on these extra fines, you don't want a super sticky cutting mat.
No, you
But
can
it has to
use,
have a little bit of
but it has to have. I usually
Yeah.
always use the Cricut standard grip mat, and I would say the first time I use it with extra fine, it's like a little too sticky. But after that first go, like I'm fine.
It's fine.
Because you do get
Yeah.
a little bit of crepe paper residue on your mat after you've used it. Like I try to only use a mat that I'm using. A mat that I'm using for crepe paper, I try to only use for crepe paper.
Yeah.
And the mats that I'm using for like just normal text weight
You can
paper,
Sharpie mark
cardstock,
them.
I'm
This is crepe paper only.
yeah, I use for just text weight paper because crepe paper you do get a little bit of residue on it.
Yeah,
So you don't
you
really
do.
yeah.
Not as
Yep.
bad as felt though.
Not as bad as felt.
Good
Definitely-
questions.
Yep.
I love these questions.
All right, so we're gonna keep going on this flower. Now you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna start pulling the flowers out. And so you're just gonna do about a 90-degree angle. And as you pull them out, you're gonna see that your flowers are a little messed up and squished. And so you're just gonna go ahead and fix
sure?
them as you're pulling them out so that they look like little flowers again. And we're just gonna, I'm gonna work my way around the flower and sit here. And I should have started doing this before questions because now you're just gonna
More
sit here.
questions.
I need more questions.
We have time for more questions.
Yeah.
And let's tell them about the giveaway again. So the
Yeah.
giveaway today, go ahead and type in, what we say again? Sorry.
What's the question about Halloween?
I know that.
Oh.
They're supposed to say giveaway. Matthew, help me
Oh.
out. My memory's a
I
little
don't
short.
think they're
Oh, whatever.
saying
Just tell us. Just tell us what you're doing for Halloween this year
Yeah.
because we are so curious, and we'll pick a winner by the end of this live.
Yep.
We will send you all the materials you will need for our next member make, which is going to be a Halloween member make.
Yep.
Yep.
Halloween
More
live
questions.
in September.
No more questions right now.
Come on,
Oh,
you guys.
no.
We need questions.
I'm gonna just sit here. It's a little. So this, you're just again. You can sit and watch TV and do this.
Yep. Have a chat
Drink
with your
wine
friends
with
or your
friends
mom.
and do this.
Yep.
Like this is just a little tedious. Just pulling the flowers out and arranging them so that they lay nicely. And when we pull them out, they'll probably be a little bit too spread out, and we'll start pushing them back in
Right.
again.
But you start
But yeah.
and then you kind of reform.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're just gonna kind of fill in the gaps and. Boop, boop.
Oh, there's a question.
Okay. Thank
Carol
you.
is asking, do you know how to make Cricut mats sticky again?
Yeah, there's a lot of conversation out there about that. Cricut mats, it's sticky, or any kind of cutting machine mats.
We don't restick ours.
We don't. We should probably do some research on this, but we have the luxury of this being a business, so we could go through
Yeah.
mats if we need to. You know, some people use a non-permanent spray sometimes to restick them. You might want to try that. It is a little toxic, so make sure you use your mask when you spray it on. And you might want to tape it off as well around the edge where the stick ends and starts. You could try that. I say the best advice is to keep your mats as clean as possible.
Yeah.
And I love her idea of having a specific crepe paper mat, a specific felt mat, a specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also if you go watch, I had a video that we just finished. It's up in Craft Academy, and it's one of our free videos, and it's 11 questions to ask, or what was it again? 11 things to ask about cutting machines. So go watch that. We have a few tips on cutting mats and keeping them clean, and using different parts of the mat so that you're not reusing the same part over and over, which will help prolong the life of the cutting mat. So go watch that video. It's fun. I mean, if you like cutting machines, it's fun.
We do have quite a few more questions popping in.
Oh, good.
This one is timely. Can you tell us more about the craft camp videos you are starting?
Oh, okay. So, thanks, Virginia. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm not. Rebecca asked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is a new thing. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I wanted to do something for kids because I feel like moms are a little stressed with having kids needing things to do and teachers and whatnot. So since school is going to be at home for most people nowadays, we're starting our craft camp. I have to blow my nose. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is kind of embarrassing, but give me just 1 sec. I just don't want it to run down my face. This is a week after my procedure, and the procedure was not for my face. It was more for breathing. And it's finally not just dripping down my face. I used to have to walk around with toilet paper stuff on my nose. So we're doing better. Anyhow, going back to what I was saying. So we are starting a monthly video, and we might even do more. We'll see what we can handle. But we're doing a monthly live video for kids where we'll do a fun little craft. And this season is actually sponsored by Canon, so all of them will be printable crafts. So it's kind of a print and cut or print and cut out. And we published the patterns, I think, on Wednesday, so you can print those. And then we're just going to do a work along. And I'm hoping, I was thinking as I was driving back from the coast this morning, I was thinking, we should have told the kids to cut them out ahead of time so that they can make along with me. But next time we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just going to be a fun little quick thing. And we have all kinds of really great crafts lined up for the kids. So very exciting. I love kids' crafts. I'm just kind of a big kid anyway. That is so pretty.
Yeah, so we're almost, I'm like having to move them out a little bit further to make room for the ones that are still left in the center.
Yeah. Was that all the questions?
There's a few more.
Okay, go for it.
Would the fabric
I'm
mat
almost
be
done.
a good option to use for crepe paper?
I love it. I use the fabric mat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then, do you have a tip of joining the stems to make longer but not getting it too bulky? So tips for joining the stems to make it not so bulky.
Well, it's going to be bulky. There's not really any getting away from that. I would say when I was talking about how it would be nice if all the stems were the same length, I've actually found mine weren't all the same length, and it was actually really nice because it came tapered down a little bit.
I have one thought.
Stick it in, but
Here's a thought. If you were to use white wire white wire, and did not cover it with the green paper and just instead painted the wire, the green, that would probably take out a little bit of bulk.
A little bit of bulk, yeah.
Because it would have the wrapped paper. There's one idea.
Yeah, you could just paint them instead of doing the wrapped.
Or even use a marker.
Or, marker them. We've done that before.
Yep.
That
was a good question.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would want to, if you're going to do that, you would want to use the white wire, not
White wire.
green.
Yep.
This question is, this is regarding extra fine paper. Just checking. I bought the longer pack and I noticed the green is called cypress, but it's actually juniper. Did you
Yeah.
change the name?
changed the name.
that was one of those like, oh, what did we do to ourselves? Sorry, guys. If you go onto our shop, it will say formerly known. We are not going to be selling the long paper anymore.
It is gone already.
Oh, it's gone? Okay.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, we're only selling the short, and we also, I believe, our shipment for all of our single sleeves is landing at our shipping in Chicago. It's landing there in the next couple weeks, so we'll have all new singles.
Nice.
Yes, and a lot more colors.
All right, so we have our full bloom, and so with these I sprayed, so do you want to pass over
Yes.
these color tool
Do-do-do.
sprays? And I realized I accidentally grabbed the wrong color in this, but that's okay. That would work too. So for the whites, I used a lot of different colors. So over here I have blush. This is one of my favorite colors we have in the color tool spray. We've used it so
Probably
much.
my favorite too.
Yeah, and so for this guy, I don't know if you can see it, the more pinky, I guess I can pull it out. There we go. I can pull it out. For this guy that's like really pink, I sprayed it just very lightly. Go outside, spray it, hold your can 12 inches, at least a foot away from the flower, and just spin your flower while you're spraying. Just like a very light dusting. You want to be able to see the white through it still. And then I went over with a darker color. Here I have fuchsia. I believe I used raspberry for this one, but it's a very similar color to this. And I just went over even lighter, a lighter coat with the
And it works
darker
really
color.
well to have your flower really open.
Yeah.
So that none of the petals are touching.
Yep, you want it open, so like this is good how we
Yeah.
have it right here. And you'd go
That's
ahead and
so
spray
beautiful.
that. And so if you used blush and raspberry, you would get this flower here. And then let's pull out this guy.
They're all tangled.
Maybe they're all tangled together.
There you go.
There we go. So for this guy, it's one of, you know how hydrangeas get different colors on different sides depending on how much sunlight they get, I guess.
And also the pH balance in the soil.
Yeah, it's about the soil. And so this one I used the olive green color spray. And I sprayed that first, and I only sprayed it very lightly in a couple, like I would spray just right here, and then I'd be like, oh, I want some green here, and so I sprayed a little here, and I stopped. That was it.
Yep.
And then I took the blush color, and I actually sprayed it with a very light coat of blush all over, and then just like sprayed it a little bit more in certain spots.
Right.
And so this one is the olive spray and blush.
And this is all in the post.
Yes, it is all in the post. And then this guy here is actually, the flowers are all made with the fern crepe paper.
So.
Yeah, and so we have an ivory spray. I didn't want to use bright white because
Right.
I didn't want it to be too stark. And so I used an ivory spray on it, and I actually sprayed these quite a bit
Okay.
to get
Okay.
the white on there.
So looking at the color difference.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's quite a bit.
Yeah. I sprayed more on than I thought I would have to get
Okay.
the color. Yeah, so those are the colors we used. It is all in the post.
And we're using Design Master colors, which are actually for florists. Like
Yep.
they've sprayed
They
them on
are.
real flowers.
Real flowers.
But that doesn't mean they're not toxic, so wear a
Yeah.
mask, wear gloves if you don't want fingers.
Yeah, I
colored.
still have some on my fingers
Yeah.
from spraying stuff yesterday.
We-
I'm really
that's what
bad
all
at
the
wearing gloves.
disposable gloves are really good
Yeah.
for. That's another way you can use them.
Yep.
Is for spraying your flowers. So.
And then after you spray, you will go ahead and take your leaves. And I'm going to go ahead and shape this leaf real quick. And I think I put on 2 leaves per flower.
I want to show them this too.
Yeah.
So here's one where she
I
took
just
a
had some
smaller
extra.
bundle, right?
Yeah.
And made a small one. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Whoop, there we go. So there's a little arm. I love that.
A little arm.
Before we move on too much into the leaves, we have a lot of
Oh,
questions about
okay.
the color.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's a question, spray the light color first, question mark?
It really doesn't matter. These are solid color sprays, and so you can spray right over any color. It's not going to really make a huge difference.
And I think that it's fun to experiment.
Yeah.
So you could go either way.
Yeah.
Cool. And then do you carry them?
Well, we will at our shop, our pop-up shop. So
Yes.
these are really hard to ship because they are toxic and they are, I don't know, combustible, I guess. So right now we're saying
Aerosol.
if you need them shipped, buy them on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
They ship them, but for our shop, it's a little trickier to do. So if you are in
What
Portland,
is the
Oregon,
Create for less?
Crepe for Less
Create
carries
for
them.
less carries them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're in Portland, Oregon, pop on over and we have them at our shop. Yeah.
Cool. Linda says, I'm surprised you didn't do a blue hydrangea. Thought that color was the most popular.
It is the most popular, which I think is kind of why we didn't do it.
Exactly. We try to be a little bit different.
In the Northwest, like, that is the color hydrangea we have everywhere.
Well, here's the thing, though. They have hydrangea blue.
They do.
In
They
their
have,
spray.
it's called hydrangea blue, so you can totally, I would use a white, or you could even use
A
green.
green.
I would use a
Yeah.
green and then do the hydrangea colored
Yeah. Yeah.
blue.
Also,
Great.
if you go over and look at our collection, our monthly collection, I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm a little weird about everything has to be color coordinated.
Yes, we have a color palette, and blue was not in our color palette
For this month. So that's partly why we did it. We
Yes.
wanted to kind of match what we had going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and then do you have any recommendations for color gradation other than the sprays?
For this, I mean, you can use pan pastel if you want to. It's just going to take a really long time.
Yeah.
Because you would probably have to sit there and do each flower.
Oops. Honestly, though, this is beautiful.
Yeah, you can also just leave it white.
It's beautiful.
White hydrangeas.
White or green or pink. I mean, you could do anything, and it would
Yep.
be beautiful. You don't have to do the spray. It's just a really great
It's a
touch.
nice add-on.
Yeah.
Cool. And then there's quite a few.
I love it.
That's
I
great.
love all these
Okay.
questions.
Awesome. Sandy's asking, how do you clean your rotary blade? I cut one hydrangea and 2 Rip City dahlias, and my blade is not cutting properly.
Because it's dirty? I don't know.
I don't know if it's dirty. Well, I would just take some alcohol and a little Q-tip and sort of rub it
Yeah.
on the blade and see if that will help. Is that the only thing you've cut with that blade? Because if you only got 3 cuts, then there might be something wrong with the blade. I'm
Yeah,
not
and then
sure.
I would maybe
Ask
see
Cricket.
if you can get another
Yeah,
one.
get another one. That seems, yeah, unless you're cutting through the mat, which I'm sure you're not. So, but that's how I would clean it. Yeah.
And there was a question from a while back that I skipped on accident. Let's see. Donna was asking, does 45 make a full enough bloom? I'm conflicted if it is with what I've seen on the site post and today.
Yes, this is 45.
So this, yeah,
Yeah.
this is 45. I made these yesterday. It's 45 flowers. So I have if you're using the SVG file, it sets it up so that there are enough petals for exactly 45 flowers.
I love that.
On one sheet, one
By
cut.
12 by 12, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so this is, you can see this one looks a little bit bigger, but it's just because my flowers are spread out more.
And this one,
Then
this
this
has
one.
been photographed and
Yeah.
moved around a little bit, so it probably needs to be fluffed.
Yeah.
But you could go bigger. I mean, if
Yeah,
you want,
you can totally go bigger.
Yeah.
You could go, your stem, however, is going to start getting very thick.
Or another idea is you could make a couple of them and just bunch them together
Yeah.
like this, which is very common with hydrangea,
So, yep.
where you might have one head that looks like one head, but it's actually a few
Mm-hmm.
together. So
Yeah.
there's different ways of doing that. Yes.
Very good. And then Susan's asking, how long to dry paints?
Immediately.
These dry they're dry within a minute.
Yeah.
Less, I would say.
They're really quick
Yes, especially if you're just doing a dusting like this, like they are dry.
by the time they hit the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
If you're-
these paints are so great.
Yeah, if you're doing something like in my video, I sprayed the cotton spud balls to make
Mm-hmm.
berries, and I really saturated them. So I let them sit for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they dry really quick.
Yep.
Cool. And then Jennifer's asking, can you use the Design Master spray just for flowers, which are used on real flowers?
Yeah, what? Okay, so the Design
Oh.
Master just for flower spray is a tint.
Right.
So yes, you can use it, but you're going to have to use a lot more spray to get the same effect as you would with the Color Tool spray,
Yeah.
which is a solid spray.
I use the just for flowers on my frosted paper because I wanted just a really light tint.
Yeah.
So again, get whatever you have.
Yeah, whatever you have. The Just for Flowers tint would totally work on a white hydrangea just fine. It's
Yeah.
gonna tint it, enough, and it'll
Yeah.
be okay.
Great. And then Janet is asking the name of the brand of paint again, please.
It's Design Master.
That is Design
Yeah,
Master.
and this one is called Color Tool Spray. So it's a versatile surface color. So
Yeah.
again, any of the Design Master paints are great. I like the just for flowers better because the lids are colored and it's easier.
Oh yeah, it's easier to tell what the colors are
But,
when you have them in a
yeah.
container. But
We're only carrying
Yes.
this one in our shop. The
Yeah,
color
the color
tool
tool.
spray in our shop.
Mhm.
So, and quite a few colors too.
yeah.
Yeah.
One more question,
One more?
and then we can.
I love it. I
That's
love all
okay.
these questions. That's why we like to do live.
Yes.
So this question, I did check out today's pattern and another hydrangea on Leah's site, and they are different from the 2-petal leaf used today. And so I think what she's asking is wondering about the template being the same for today's leaf in particular. So is it different than usual than the leaf that? hydrangeas?
Yes, this is different because I think the original one was just one cut, maybe.
Right. It didn't have the little
It wasn't
latches.
wired.
Oh,
Well, I
oh,
don't
oh,
think
oh,
it was
okay.
wired, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Did you do that one?
No.
I'm trying to remember who did. I think
don't
that one
know.
was actually a very, very simple one.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing, you guys. Our flowers, as we do
we
version
learn.
1, version 2,
Yeah.
they get better and better.
Mm-hmm.
So I always go for the newer versions if
Yeah.
you want, the best of the flowers. Yeah.
Yep. But the leaf should be similar. It's just maybe a different
I
application.
really like the V-cut leaf
Yeah.
for this one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any more questions?
I think that's all for now.
Okay.
All for
so
now.
while you are picking who won, we're
Yes.
going to show what we're going to make for Member
Yeah.
Meg next
Well, let me
Oh,
finish
wait.
talking about this
sorry.
real quick.
I
We
thought
still
she
have
was
like
done.
one more step, but it's okay. So you're gonna attach your leaves just with your floral tape, pretty close up to the bloom, and then we're gonna go ahead and take a strip of the cypress. Yeah.
Right?
And we're gonna wrap the stem with it and add a little bit of glue to it. And we're gonna start wrapping, I'd say 1/2 inch below the flowers on the stem. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little, and that's it. If you wanna talk
Yeah.
about the other ones. I
And then
think
you're
we
gonna
all
wrap
kinda,
it-
we're gonna go ahead and wrap all the way down the stem.
Okay, and you kind of miss the leaves. You kind of work through the
Yeah,
leaves.
we're
as
just
you
gonna
go
work,
down.
I'm gonna pull the leaves down
Uh-huh.
so that it makes it easy. And I'm gonna just wrap.
Yeah.
It would be really easy to wrap the stem before you brought the flowers out, but you don't want to add the leaves until you've sprayed your flowers. Because you don't
Gotcha.
want to have pink leaves.
See, that's such a great tip. I think that these member makes also kind of challenge us to make our flowers even
Mhm.
better. I mean, I'm speaking for Megan because she's been making it mostly lately. But I love it when you guys are here with us and ask us these questions. So it really helps us think it through.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Okay, so for next month, we are doing something that is actually quite simple.
Yep.
We are simple but fun. We're making black-eyed Susans, but we're doing a little twist where we're making black-eyed Susans with eyeballs. So, so I just think this would make the most darling wreath to put on my front door for Halloween.
Yeah. Do you want to show it in the
Oh yes, okay.
there?
So here's the regular. Okay, there we go. Black-eyed Susan, and here's the one with the eyeball. So we're doing a little bit of House of Horrors fun
Yeah.
here. So really,
Some Halloween
really fun.
decor
And you know what I loved about
for
this morning when I came and I saw what you did
Yeah.
to make these flowers, and you said, "Oh, I had a black-eyed Susan bush right next to my house."
Yeah.
So I got to go out and examine it, know exactly
Yeah,
how it's
just,
made.
like, pull it apart.
I love
It's
that.
fun.
So we'll be sending the winner all the materials to make these for next month.
Yeah.
And the winner is
It is Kate Countess. She says that she's practicing her pumpkin carving skills.
oh, I like it.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice. We're gonna go ahead and add this guy.
Yeah, pumpkins. I
Flower.
think this Halloween is going to be a
There.
lot about decorating.
Yeah, just decorating
We
our
have
houses more than normal since we're home
this is
so
wrong.
much more.
Yeah. We're already starting on all of our Halloween projects for next month. I think we're
Mhm.
about done, and we have some really awesome Halloween projects
there's
coming
some
next
really
month.
cute ones.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun. Yes, so if you know any kids who want to do a little live video, have them hang out in about, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour. We're
I don't know
gonna,
what
what
time
time? Yeah,
An hour and a half.
hour and a half. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, a little more time. We're gonna do our kids craft camp, so you can go ahead and get those printed and cut out and ready, and we're gonna assemble them together here, and hopefully my nose will stop running. Anyway, this is real life. What else? Anything else?
I don't think so. I think
So
that's it.
next month, Bibber Bake. I don't know the date exactly, but it will
I don't
be.
think we have the date yet, but
It will be the most
mid Friday.
Friday that we could do. All right, you guys. Any other questions?
I don't see any other questions right now.
All right. We want to
Perfect.
see your hydrangeas, so make sure you make them #MadeWithLeah
Yep.
because we do look at them. We love it. We show them around to the whole team and
Mhm.
post them on our group chat so that everyone
Yeah.
can see. We have so much fun.
Looking.
All right.
Cool. Thanks
We'll
for
see you next
joining.
time. Bye bye.